What's up, horse racing fans? Welcome to yet another Kentucky Derby Prep Inside Post video. We have the Southwest Grade 3 Stakes race for Oaklawn Park for a little bit of the Kentucky Derby Prep Points race as we kind of gear up in here as hopefully winter is leaving and spring is upon us as we inch closer to that first Saturday in May for the Kentucky Derby. The Southwest, like I said, Grade 3 Stakes race will be Saturday, January 25th at Oaklawn Park. This is race 10 on the card. We have a pretty good race so far with a lot of 3-year-olds in here coming from their second or third start and a couple that we see coming back from another graded stakes race. So we're going to go through the card, kind of give you a look at each of these horses, and then give you our top pick, next up contender, and a long shot play for this Kentucky Derby Prep. Right out of the gate, to the inside post is Gaming. This is the Bob Baffert chain, Juan Hernandez. If you've kind of watched some of our other videos of our top 10, we kind of projected that's where Gaming was going to be sent for Bob Baffert, was in here to Oaklawn at the Southwest or possibly even the Arkansas. So it comes off of that Low South Future getting beat out by Journalism and Getaway Car yet again. And the time before going into the Breeders' Cup Juvenile was beat out by the current points leader or second in the points in Citizens Bull. Basically another stablemate for him of another Baffert trained. January 11th posted a pretty good workout on the Santa Anita track, going 5 furlongs and 58 and 3. Was the fastest out of 34 that day. Just looked like a really good horse. Obviously making, I believe, his 5th start in here for the Connections. So gets Juan Hernandez back aboard. Juan rode this horse back in its maiden debut at Del Mar. Sticking with the distance, mile and a 16, so the distance should not be an issue for Gaming in here. Kind of like the sire with a game winner. Definitely going to be a horse that's probably going to be put in the Kentucky Derby gate just because obviously Baffert has some other horses, but this one he's kind of favoring as well. Pushing it in here to the Southwest to see if it can kind of pick up a win and get a little bit of the smaller points races leading into the spring. Number 2, we have Publisher. This is one of the 2 Asmussen horses in here. I believe Eric Asmussen will get the mount for this American Pharaoh, 3-year-old colt. The dam is Indian Pride. Has yet to break its maiden. However, did run a second at Oaklawn on a muddy track going a mile and a 16th and $110,000 level maiden. Speed figure looks pretty good in that race. 92. But was beat out by a pretty good horse in here in American Promise, who is also in this race. 12-1 probably has a little bit better value, maybe a better value than the other Asmussen horse. The workouts are kind of average, nothing that jumps off the charts that are kind of like, okay, this horse is trending in the right direction. The big thing is it steps into Grade 3 stakes, has yet to break its maiden. It's 4-0 in the maiden series right now. So we'll see what we get out of this one. Big purchase, though, $600,000 purchase for sure for these owners. So hopefully this one is kind of setting up on a big race in here. Number 3, we have Monet's Magic out of Good Magic with the Curlin. Dam is the Rontos Lily. This is owned by Midway Racing. Ben Colebrook, Francisco Arrieta will tag up on this horse. Broke its maiden, I believe, 2 times back at Churchill, going a mile and a 16th. In their 84 speed figure. Tries an optional, claiming 125 for non-winners. Wins in there. So the horse has 2 wins in a row. But it's definitely going to run into some pretty good competition stepping into this Grade 3 Kentucky Derby Prep. Again, workouts, kind of nothing that's showing off the charts in here. Looks to be a late type runner. So if we have some early speed, if the track kind of favors closers on the day, take a note of Monet's Magic because it's kind of a pretty good closer in here that could be running late. Pretty much what he's been able to do in every start he's made except his very first one. He's been able to come from the back. Just trying to find the wire has been the struggle. However, in the last 2, He's ran into what looks like some pretty good speeds up front that has given him that opportunity to be able to close to the lead. We'll see if we have much of a speed. Obviously, Gaming and I think Patch Adams will be the early speed dictators in there. Monet's Magic definitely could have some speed to run into late in the race. Number 4, Tistastic. This is the other Asmussen here. Keith Asmussen will get the mount. This one comes out of the Kentucky Jockey Club Grade 2. In there, looks like back in November. 82 speed figure, ran third in there, was beat out by First Resort and Jonathan's Way. Street Sense was beat out by Sovereignty, who is one of our top horses in the Kentucky Derby. Top 10 right now for the inside post. And then comes out of the Juvenile Mile with Irad Ortiz aboard, winning that race at Keeneland, or Kentucky Downs. Apologies. So I don't know if this horse is better on the turf. That's kind of what it looks like, is where the races have been successful. Stepping into grade 6 races, the horse has yet to win, but has hit the board in each of those 2 starts, the Street Sense and the Jockey Club. The workouts look pretty good. Again, 10-1 on here. I just think the stablemate of the Asmussen number 2 publisher has a little bit better value. Just seeing what we can get out of that one is kind of like a sneaky pick. 5, Render Judgment. I believe this horse has scratched. Last time I saw on Twitter X, Kenny McPeak said that Render Judgment probably would scratch out of this race. Had a pretty good workout. Comes out of that gun runner, so probably just needing a little bit more time for Render Judgment before we see him race yet again. 6 is Sandman, 5-1 for Christian Torres, Mark Cass. 89 speed figure, an optional 125 non-winners of 1, I do believe, with Christian Torres aboard in there. Beat out Big Boat and Calling Card. Time before that, the horse was in the Street Sense, and then the Iroquois finished 5th and 3rd. So this optional claiming race, the horse kind of prepped for this, ran really well. So rightfully so, the horse is going to get 5-1 in here. A really good workout, January 17th on the Oaklawn track, 4 furlongs and 48 and flat, I do believe. So really good speed figure coming into this race. Looks to be one that's shifted form. So comes in cutting back distance, going a mile, and then now is going to try to go back to this mile on a 16th. Could be an issue to see if the horse really wants that mile on a 16th or if he's better at that one-turn mile. Number 7, probably going to be the post-time favorite or close to the post-time favorite with Gaming, is Patch Adams, the lightest raced horse in here, making his stakes debut for Brad Cox and Flavion Pratt. Sire out of Into Mischief with Well Humored as the dam. Looks really good on paper and in his last 2 starts. Definitely in his maiden break and win on the $123,000 level at Churchill. However, he did go 7 furlongs in there, has yet to try anything over a mile. And that's where we're going to see if Patch Adams can take this mile on a 16th track to pick himself up some pretty good Kentucky Derby points and setting himself up for a big run in the spring at one of the bigger points races. Looks to be, like I said, early speed, probably him and Gaming should be early runners. American Promise maybe another contingent in there as well. Like that he's kind of lighter raced, steps in here for the first time in a grade 3. Should perform really well. He's definitely going to have to go up against some of the other horses that have ran in the graded stakes races that are a little bit more seasoned. But I do think that, on the form side of it, he looks to be the best horse in this field. And you can make a case with Gaming maybe being number 2. Number 8, you have American Promise. This is one of 2 Dwayne Lucas trained horses. This one has Tyler Bacon aboard. Another early speed figure horse, winner last time out, breaking his maiden on his 6th start at the $110,000 level. Beat out the likes of Publisher, the other Asmussen that we were talking about, number 2. And has raced against some of these others. Monet's Magic has beat at Render Judgment, has beat the horse. Publisher has beat the horse 3 times back. So horse has kind of been all over the place. Basically, if you look at the form, the last race was clearly the best and obviously heavy favorite in there. Should have won. 6-1 though. I don't know if I trust the horse enough, just now breaking his maiden after 6 starts, and did it against a pretty weak field. However, Publisher, the other horse, was in there as well. And number 9, we have Bon Temps. Nick Juarez is the other Lucas trained horse. I think this one probably has a little bit better value out of the Lucas trainees. 30 to 1, huge price. Last time out, went a mile and 16, finished 4th. I think the maidens has been running 5 and 6 furlongs, so just not wanting any type of distance whatsoever. And it just hasn't been a horse that's been ready to run on either one of those trips. However, if you look at the workouts, January 17th, December 29th, both of these at Oaklawn, was the fastest of the day. Not sure what else was in there on the workouts, but he was the fastest. 5 furlongs, 59 and 4. On both of those, one was a fast track, the other one was a muddy track. So if we do have some sort of off track, just know Bon Temps has been working out in the mud. Maybe that gives him a late leg up. And number 10, I believe this is our last entrant, Speed King in here for Triton Thoroughbreds. This is out of Volatile with the dam of Athena Beauty. For, I think, Ron Marquette and Rafael Bejarano will get them out here again. Comes out of the Springboard, was beat out by Coal Battle, who we just seen a couple of weeks ago win another pretty big Kentucky Derby prep in there. 84 speed figure. The speeds have been getting better on Speed King in each of his 2 starts. Another lighter racehorse. This will be his 3rd start, first graded stakes race, or graded stakes start in here. The workout on January 18th was huge. Ran 47 flat, going 4 furlongs, was first out of 302 horses that trained on that day. So this horse looks to be really good for him. The big question is, are we going to get the mile and 3/16 or a mile and 1/16 out of this one? I kind of like that they're adding the distance. However, we usually see some of the volatiles or violence horses maybe not like the distance as much. But he ran a mile last time out, finished 2nd, didn't seem to have any issues in there. And definitely going to be a big speed horse in here. A horse that could just get away, wire the field if nobody pays it close attention. Again, check the track bias for the day. This will be in race 10. If speed is favored, check out Speed King. Speed is in his name. Definitely want to take it into consideration at a pretty big price of 15 to 1. Okay, so now basically if you've made it through this far in the video, you want to know our top picks, next up contender, and our long shot play for the inside post. Obviously, we're going to note with number 7, Patch Adams. Looks to be the great form horse in here, coming off of just 2 starts, breaking his maiden at the $123,000 level. Huge 98 speed figure. Last time out looks really good for Brad Cox. Gets Flavion Pratt for the first time as his mount. So I think the horse will run big yet again. Going to probably have to do it from the speed. Doesn't need the lead for say. I could definitely sit behind the likes of Speed King or somebody else that wants to go out to the lead. Second, we're going to use gaming. The horse has been right there each time. Last time probably being the worst, being beat 3rd by Journalism and Getaway Car. Hopefully we see him kind of pick up after having a little bit of regression in that Los Al Futurity. I think his best race may have been the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. We'll see if he can get back to that and run another big 90 speed figure. I think that's what he's going to have to get to beat the likes in here of Patch Adams or maybe even American Promise. The 1 hole, obviously, no issues there. I think the horse should be able to get out. There's really not much other speed outside of him until he gets to the farther outside of American Promise, Patch Adams, or even Speed King. And our long shot play, you kind of heard us talk a lot about him, adding the distance in Speed King. Number 10 with Rafael Bejarano for Ron Marquette. Just kind of like what this horse is being able to do right now, picking it up a little bit. It seems like at a time, one that seems to be improving each start, 82, 84. I think we'll see a pretty good speed figure in here. Even if the horse hits the board, we get 2nd or 3rd. He's going to pick up another good number on his speed. The outside post with the speed figure or the early speed that he's wanting, I don't think will be an issue. I think he'll be able to get it. And if the horse gets the lead or is able to sit close to the lead, he can go, and he can go pretty quick. So we'll see what happens with Speed King. We kind of love the price, 15 to 1. That wraps up the inside post trifecta, as we're going to trifecta box that with Gaming, Patch Adams, and Speed King in a 1-7-10 trifecta box. Any other plays that you guys would like for the day? Just make sure to check out our Twitter page or X. We'll post pics throughout the day for the card at Oaklawn. Also, we have the Pegasus coming up, so we'll be doing videos on that. So make sure to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you get those videos as well. And make sure to stop in on Saturday as we will be going live with our live Pegasus bets like we did for the Breeders' Cup. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you win big.